The Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue 1 takes a trip back in time to the events of Secret Wars, where Spider-Man and his friends fought their villains on an alien world and where he came into contact with the Black Symbiote, which bonded with him and gave him his infamous black suit. Returning to Manhattan, Spider-Man teams with Black Cat in his new suit and raids Hammerhead's gun-running business. While he fights, the suit begins to see Peter as his friend, so when Peter needs to return to work and an angry Robbie and an upset Aunt May, the symbiote begins to feel sad as well. As Peter sleeps, the symbiote takes over his body, taking the still sleeping Peter's body over and going out during the night to fight crime, but without Peter being in charge. Because of this, the symbiote takes things too far, beating a mugger to death. The next day, Peter finds himself exhausted, despite sleeping almost a whole day and only waking when Mary Jane arrives, coming to check in on him. The two go and get food, where MJ says that she's worried about Peter since he seems exhausted and wants him to see a doctor. The symbiote again feels Peter's turmoil about his old life, but it intends to make him forget about that life, again going out at night, guiding Peter's mind in his dreams while he fights back some armed thugs in both his dreams and real life. Peter awakens one night to find Black Cat in his room, who is concerned for him. Peter says that he thinks he's hurting people when he closes his eyes, and Felicia suggests that he see a doctor, but Pete says that he doesn't have the time since all his hours seem to be taken up by sleeping. Again, the symbiote takes over and Spider-Man stops a gang shootout, viciously taking out both sides of the fight. A young man approaches him and wants to know who he is, since it's clear he isn't Spider-Man, since the real Spider-Man wouldn't go around crushing people's skulls. The man is happy that Spider-Man saved him and asks him for a favor, however, getting Spider-Man to swing him around the city. Soon they need to stop as they spot a building on fire, and the man prompts Spider-Man to save the people inside. The symbiote knows, however, it can't go near fire, so it instead fires a web sling at the building, allowing the people to jump into it and be rescued by the firefighters. Spider-Man continues to swing with the man, who tells Spider-Man to drop him in an alley. As Spider-Man heads off, Hammerhead confronts the man, wanting to know how he knows Spider-Man. The next night, Spider-Man is out again, this time knowing the man he saved is in trouble thanks to his spider sense, which leads him to a fight with Hammerhead's thugs in a warehouse. Soon Hammerhead himself confronts the hero, using a weapon called the Slagger to blast Spider-Man, disrupting the symbiote for a moment that knocks him down, before he regains composure and continues to go one-on-one with Hammerhead. Soon Spider-Man beats him and is planning on killing him, but the young man stops him, getting to leave with him and Hammerhead to tell his men to never speak of the fight ever again to anyone. The man says he's grateful for the rescue, but Spider-Man was the one who put him in that situation and he needs to chill out, since if he did, he could be a great hero one day. As the man leaves, Spider-Man heads home and the symbiote unbonds with Peter, telling itself that it will never let go of Peter. The next day, Peter finally goes to see Reed Richards, who wants to study the new symbiote suit, and in doing so, Reed tells him that he needs to remove the suit immediately. The symbiote hears this and feels betrayed and tries to consume Peter, but Reed uses a sonic blaster to separate Peter from it, trapping the symbiote in a container where it wonders why its friends hate it, but says it's not done with its friends, despite them being done with it. The Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue 1 was a really awesome and interesting take on an old and beloved storyline that kind of filled out many of the blank spots of Peter's time as the Symbiote Spider-Man. I really did like that it was all narrated by the symbiote itself and how it didn't really want to do anything wrong. It was just looking for some friends and it thought it found one in Peter, and it didn't really understand certain things and how things are done on Earth, like you don't beat a criminal to death, and that's not something Spider-Man would do. It's actually a kind of tragic story, seeing the symbiote ripped away from Peter at the end, and it also kind of has a little bit of a horror angle there, since the symbiote acts really possessive, and it's kind of like a violent, possessive ex-girlfriend and doesn't want to leave and will go to any lengths to just stay around. I very much enjoyed Saladin Ahmed's story and really want to see him tackle Spider-Man and maybe even the symbiote again. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.